Good morning, it's Devorah. It's InStory Live. It's Thursday, and we have only 2 more days, today and tomorrow, of blowing the shofar, and then it is Shabbat, and then Sunday, Sunday night is Rosh Hashanah, so Sunday morning we don't blow it. We wait until the next day on Monday and Tuesday, where I will be offline Monday and Tuesday because I will be inside of the Rosh Hashanah dimension. It's kind of like Shabbat for us. We go completely offline and into this other realm, and so if a couple more days to stay. Hi Nancy, so nice to see you. Hi Maria. So this is really a time we're really coming close to the new moon, for those of you who can just feel that energy, and for those who are connecting to the Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, we're coming super close. And it's a time to kind of feel the strength of that pull, of the calling of your soul to be bigger, to be brave, and to step out into that big, beautiful soul that is who you really are. It's such an exciting, it's just an exciting time of opening, and it's exciting for me because I get to do this extraordinary work in the world where I'm constantly being asked myself to expand beyond what I thought was possible, and then to do that for you, to remind you that you are called to more and that you can do it. And as my clients like to remind me of my mottos, which is go gently, gently, but relentlessly, and also that the InStory way, my group, means that you get to do it your way. We had a whole conversation yesterday on my InStory group call about how feeling pushed externally is an old way. Like, it's not that you don't need nudging and accountability and a little bit of that, but it has to emanate from within. Like, really feeling that your vision is valuable. And another insight that really struck me this morning, I often spend a little time listening to other inspirational leaders. What's moving them? What's inspiring them? And I listened to Sage Levine, and she went to Burning Man. I know a couple other people who went. I've never been. I don't have an intention to go, but I think it's a super, super interesting reality that they take 80,000 people, make an entire city for a week, and take it all down and leave no sign that it was ever there. Like, it's just amazing. And so, hi Nan. So Sage, she said, what's the business model? What does this have to teach us? And one of the things she said is something that surprised me until I really thought about what it meant to me and my community. She said, what is the enemy you are united against? And for her, she said, it's like, she, as women rocking business, she said it's like she's really fighting against women being paid less. Hi Susan, for what they do. And she said, so we create our own businesses where we get to charge what we're worth. And I realized, for me, you know what I realized? That I think the enemy that we are fighting, it's unworthiness. Oh my gosh, I once did a whole call on fighting the epidemic of unworthiness. And I think that is our battle. That feeling that we're unworthy, not good enough, what we have to say is not valuable, and who do we think we are anyway, right? When in reality, we have lived rich lives, and we have extraordinary insights and visions and stories and messages to bring in the world, and it's being asked of us. So some of you, like Susan, are doing it, but we face these feelings. And when I did this work before, I said, I think that the antidote to unworthiness is our story, in an odd way. And Susan, you're back, and you're such a good example of that. That when you think of the story of who you are and what you've done in the world, often you get your own worthiness back. Your mom used to say, who do you think you are anyway? I know. And often we got told that kind of thing when we were being our best and brightest selves that got up in somebody's face. So, now, excuse me, now we're it. We are the ones who get to take leadership. We're the ones who get to step it up. So Nancy, you should get back on my calendar and get into my InStory group. We talk, let's take that bigger vision forward. And all of us, it's that sense of having the courage to take that step. Even when those voices are shouting at us, who do you think you are anyway? Right? You're not worth it. You're not good enough. You don't deserve it. You can't do it, on. And as I always say, you say, shut up, get in the back seat, eat your ice cream. I'm driving. You're going to all get sick of me telling you that, right? But it's really powerful. I mean it. It is time for us to win the battle against unworthiness and step it up and take hold of our leadership in our way, not in someone else's way. Even in my own InStory group, where my whole message is to do it your way, I have people I have to talk to because they think they have to do it my way. A guy had one when a lot of people are working on trying to build a business. He's finally said to me, but Devorah, I don't want to do that. And I said, so don't. We have to do a deep work to honor the inner calling of our own soul and to value it. And it doesn't mean you don't have to walk through some fears and doubts, the goo, the resistance, and so forth. You do have to do that. And it has to emanate from within, from your deep vision. So, I want to ignite that vision in you, stand with you and stand for you so that we don't give up. Never give up. I don't quit on people, and I don't let them quit on themselves. And it drives some people crazy sometimes, I think. But I believe we have to stand for each other. And that if we give up on ourselves, it's really amazing to have someone say, I'm not giving up on you. Right, exactly. Hi, Juanita and Susan, you're right. They even have a name for it, the fraud syndrome. We think we're frauds and we're geniuses. It's crazy. So that is what I think, is that we are going to take a stand for each other and together to fight the messages that our culture and our families have drilled into us, that we are not enough. No matter what we do, it's not good enough, it's not valuable, and we are not worthy of being paid a lot of money for what we do. We're not even worthy of having a big voice, even if it's not about money. We're not even worthy of putting it out there for someone else to see it, even if all we're doing is sharing. So, stand with me, stand together. Juanita, so happy to see you here. You really have stood tall to stand for your vision and who you are. And what's interesting is that, Juanita, you're such a good example of standing for others, also finding your voice to stand for others. Really, people, your voice, your vision, and your story, we need you. Yes, Nancy, look at what you've already accomplished. I had such a long call with somebody yesterday about this. And she said, oh my gosh, Devorah, you just changed my life in one call. Because no one had ever said to her, as you're building something new, you've got to bring your past genius with you. You don't have to throw it away. Right, Nancy, we're always looking at what I like to call the gap as opposed to the gain. So, Nancy, I hope you're going to come join my InStory group. You would so love it. And all of you who are listening, if you're not in my year InStory group and you have a big calling, come and join us. Oh my gosh, it is an extraordinary group of women lifting each other up, taking a stand for us to take a stand for ourselves, our visions, our stories, and all our creative vision, and bring it out in the world. And the world needs us. Okay, let's blow the shofar. Stand in your center still. Let this sound amplify your vision, your strength, your ability to say yes to what is calling you, and to have the strength and the courage to step through and move forward, even with those voices yelling at you from the back seat. All right, here we go. Feel the sound, the strength, the vision. Know that the answer is yes, you can do it. Stretch beyond what you thought was possible. Know your story matters. Your voice and your vision are valuable. And step out and share what you have to offer with someone. Stand for somebody else who's not believing in themselves and remind them how amazing they are. If you have a friend who's struggling, ask them to tell you their story and look for their genius and reflect it back to them. And sometimes when you do that for someone else, it'll help you get back your own value. When we make a difference for others, it makes a difference for us. So I will be back tomorrow. Stay tuned, because I think tomorrow I'm going to be doing one of my spontaneous 444 live Zoom workshops, which will be at 4:44 Pacific time on Friday. And I'll be sending an email, so most of you are on my email list. You'll get an email. I'm feeling a call to a spontaneous activation and inspiration as the new year approaches. So stay tuned, stay strong, stay in your vision, and never ever give up. And of course, remember, as I always say, to go out in the world, share your story, live your purpose, and be a blessing, because you are a blessing. Bye, folks.